Welcome back to Sukkot, and it's the 6th night. I hope you had a wonderful Shabbat. So Shabbats during Sukkot are really special. I mean, it's like a Sabbath within a Sabbath. So it's kind of neat, kind of special. I hope it was restful. I had a wonderful Shabbat and fellowship with some wonderful friends, old and new. And we had good food and good word and good encouragement and fellowship. So why do we observe Sukkot? I'm going to go into Leviticus chapter, you guessed it, 23. And I'm going to go to verse 33. There we are. And I'm going to read out of the Complete Jewish Bible. Adonai said to Moshe, "Tell the people of Israel, on the 15th day of this 7th month." The 7th month. Boy, that 7th month is packed, isn't it? First we had Yom Teruah, then the days of awe, 10 days of awe, like the millennial reign, the Sabbath reign, and then we had Yom Kippur, the Day of Covering, Day of Atonement, then 5 days, and then Sukkot. So it's a jam-packed month. So on this 15th day of the 7th month is the feast of Sukkot for 7 days to Adonai. Whoa! Just like the first Thanksgiving for America. On the first day there is to be a holy convocation. Do not do any kind of ordinary work. For 7 days you are to bring an offering made by fire to Adonai. We don't do fire offerings and sacrifices anymore, but we can still do principles. On the 8th day you are to have a holy convocation and bring an offering made by fire to Adonai. It is a day of public assembly. Do not do any kind of ordinary work. That's very interesting. Most of the holy days have something in history and something to look forward to. But this 8th day of Sukkot, it is just a day of public assembly. Do not do any kind of ordinary work. These are the designated times of Adonai that you are to proclaim as holy convocations and bring an offering made by fire to Adonai, a burnt offering, a grain offering, a sacrifice offering, drink offerings, each on its own day. There's a fellowship offering. There's peace offering. That's fellowship and peace offering are the same. Besides the Shabbats of Adonai, your gifts, all your vows. If you make a vow to the Lord, keep it. Otherwise, keep your little mouth shut and don't make it. And all your voluntary offerings that you give to Adonai. Now, when God says something, you listen. And when he repeats himself, you better really listen. But on the 15th day of the 7th month, when you have gathered the produce of the land, that harvest, you are to observe the festival of Adonai 7 days. Over here, just 2 verses earlier, he said, it is the feast of Sukkot, right? And then, over here, he says, it is the festival of Adonai. It's one we're going to look forward to. The festival. The one that we're looking forward to. I'll get into that. Maybe some more tomorrow. So hold on to that thought. The first day is to be a complete rest, and the 8th day is to be complete rest. And then, as we had this last day, we had a Shabbat, another day of rest, right smack dab in the middle of it. 3 Sabbaths and 1 festival. On the first day you are to take choice fruit, a palm frond, a thick branch, and river willows, and celebrate in the presence of Adonai your God for 7 days. If you haven't seen those, look at last night's. I showed you those. You are to observe it as a feast to Adonai 7 days in the year. It is a permanent regulation. Until Yeshua comes and puts an end to it? No, because he didn't. He said nothing, no line, no jot, no tittle, nothing would be done away with until everything that was written was fulfilled. And this hasn't been fulfilled yet. Stick around, I'll tell you tomorrow. So is this permanent? A permanent regulation, generation after generation. Keep it in the 7th month. You are to live in Sukkot for 7 days. Now it's for the land of Israel. I don't live there. But can I observe it and get something? Yeah. Can my heart follow and obey out of love, not legalism? Yeah, it can. Is there much to be learned? Oh yeah. And it's Thanksgiving, 7 days of feasting. Just like the American Thanksgiving. There's some things I want to tell you about the number 7. 7th month for 7 days. You're to live in a sukkah, a sukkot, a temporary dwelling. So 7, obviously, is a very important biblical number. It's a number we like to say, oh, it's a number of completion. Isn't that something? All things will be complete in Sukkot, on the 7th day. And then there's an 8th day. Come back tomorrow. There are 7 proclamations that Yeshua made in the book of John. Let me grab those. He said, I am the bread of life. He was born in Bethlehem, which is the house of bread. He's the bread of life. He said, I'm the light of the world. I'm the gate or the door to salvation. I'm the good shepherd. I'm the resurrection and the life. I'm the way, the truth, and the life. I'm the vine. Yep. 7 is for completion. It's also for exoneration. When Peter asked, how many times should I forgive? And he goes, 70 times 7. In other words, don't count. Just forgive. Ooh, we got a little breeze. Is the camera moving? Feels really good. It's been such a long, hot summer here in California. So, exoneration. It's also when debts are released. So when all debts are canceled. Because the 7th year is a sabbatical year, Shabbat. And if you owe somebody, the debts are wiped out. It's also considered the number for fulfillment of promises. So we're looking forward to that. We're looking forward to the final Sukkot, which is when he comes again. The final Sukkot, during the marriage supper of the Lamb. The 8th day is really important, though. See, everything's completed in the 7. He says for 7 days live in the sukkah. But then he says on the 8th day, have a good assembly. Bring all the people are to be gathered together. And there's no ordinary work. Come back tomorrow and I'll tell you about the 8th day. Okay. I hope you're enjoying Sukkot. I hope you have some type of sukkah, a booth, a temporary dwelling, and that you've been able to have some kind of feast and festival, and that you've been able to fellowship, and that you've found things to be joyful for and thankful for. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow.